Propertius has a rather strange obsession with death, which is quite interesting. So among the various motifs and topoi that the typical elegiac relationship has, is the idea of faithfulness. And this is quite paradoxical because often the idea is that the man and the woman are very faithful to each other, but they are both suspecting the other of unfaithfulness all the time, especially the sort of speaking man, the Propertius voice, suspecting Cynthia of unfaithfulness. But Propertius also likes to speculate quite a lot about how they might remain faithful to each other until death. And so death pops up far more often than we might expect, and one might wonder if that has something to do with the elegiac form, this couplet verse form, sometimes, and in other contexts being much more to do with funeral lament, which is, I suppose, what we tend to think of elegy as meaning today. But this means in poem 16, for instance, we start with one very elegiac idea, which is that the mistress is very demanding. So for some reason, Cynthia is at Tibur, a town outside Rome, and it's midnight, and she has somehow managed to get a message to Propertius saying that he has to come and join her there. And because he is enslaved to her, another elegiac motif, he has to go there. He does hesitate a bit and sort of says, well, you know, it's a dangerous route, there are lots of sort of robbers on the way, but should I go? Well, yes, I will go, because I'm an elegiac poet and I have to do whatever my mistress says. Then after he's talked a bit in this sort of rather strange romantic way about how lovers actually aren't in danger from robbers because they have some sort of strange immunity, he then says, but on the other hand, even if that isn't true, and even if I do die, that'll be fine because Cynthia will come and he imagines this sort of scene of his tomb, and she's going to come along and put perfume on it and hang garlands on it. And he's going to be in some sort of out-of-the-way, unique, special place that she's going to look after. And this happens in other poems as well, and perhaps it's a sort of aspiration for stability. If what's typical of the elegiac relationship is that it's in many ways unreliable. The lover is always worried that the mistress is going to be, you know, going off with somebody else or whatever. Perhaps this idea that they can be sort of faithful to death and that she will come and look after his tomb, it's a fantasy, but you can sort of see where it's coming from, because it's what he's very much, it's a sort of stability that he's very much not getting in the life with her as he's presenting it.